All right, Power Trigger Trade Sandro here. I'm going to talk about the IBM new option trade and the HD update. Plus, I'm going to be explaining how you can make this 100 to 300% in options, how to trade options, even how to look for the options on Yahoo Finance. So you can look for how to select the options, people who don't know. At the same time, I'm going to explain the trade, about the trigger numbers and the confirmation and the volume and so on and so forth. So we're going to be talking about options, how to trade options, the IBM plan, the HD plan, and how the options work for these stocks. All right, IBM is set up to test 172 to 175 from here. The December 16 175 calls are good to use for some strong possible gains. Listen to this video carefully from start to end to understand. Okay. So step 1, the first thing we need is IBM needs to break above 163.50 on some good action volume. Good action volume is 500K on a 15-minute chart for IBM. Now, if the volume is less than that, then we're going to have to watch this base. All right, so the video I'm going to explain now, we're going to have to watch this base above 163.5 and show power towards 164 to 164.5. All right, so basically, we just don't want to get into into this stock if it breaks above 163.50. We want to see it do that with volume because that's the earlier signal. If the volume isn't there, we're going to watch for this base above 163.50 and look for power towards 164 to 164.5. Okay, so let's go to the Yahoo for a second here. All right, here's Yahoo Finance, where I'm going to explain how you can trade options for IBM. So how you can trade options to make 100 to 300% gains in options. So basically here, we're going to go to the options over here. Right over here, we're going to go to the options, and you see we have November and we have December 16. So I'm going to click on this. Okay. Now again, you could open up your account, your trader's account, but basically what I want to show is the options that I suggested and then their price right now and how much they're going to cost, right? So for example, here, right here, this tells you here, this is the 165 December 16 calls right here. Okay. These are the 16, December 16, 16 calls right here. And right now, they're trading at 143 to 152 each, okay? So, how could you make 100% gains? Well, if you think about it, now, when you buy one of these options, now just one, we're going to make it for the simplicity of one option. Now, you could buy 10, you could buy 50. It really doesn't matter, right? You buy what you can, based on your account size and your risk tolerance and all that. But if you buy one option, you're controlling 100 shares at this price right now, which should be about $150 a share. $150 to control 100 shares. Just $150, imagine that. $150 to control 100 shares in IBM. Okay, so now let's go back to the chart. So here we have IBM. Now, if IBM was to go to one of these targets, the 172 for example, it depends on the speed. Now, if it goes there within a week or two, those options could gain easily 100%, if not more. At the same time, if it gets even faster, let's say a week's time, and we hit 175, those could gain 300%. So this is how the stock is set up. Now, the speed and how it trades, sometimes you may have to take multiple option trades, but 100% gain is very possible, especially if this even reached at simply 168. Just a 160, never mind my target. So if it reaches to these targets, you're looking at 100% or 2 to 300%, depending on how fast it reaches the targets. But simply going to 168, your money would double. So if you bought, for example, 10 options, and if the option when you bought it was exactly $150, right? You multiply 150 times 10, that's $1,500. And then if you double that, there you go. There's your $3,000, right? On 1,005, you doubled your 1,005, right? Of course, you buy more options, it'd be more gains, and so on and so forth, right? Now, when this when this trade triggers, it might not trigger right away. And so again, depending or when you pay for it, it could cost more. They could when this triggers, they could cost an average of $2 for per 100 shares, which is $200. So and from there, your account would your options value will double from that point, especially if we hit those 168, to the 172 area. But again, why you want to wait for the confirmation, you want to wait for the power, you want to wait for the trigger point. But this stock here, in my opinion, is set up to test these numbers, and so you could make these type of gains. And that reference I showed you on the Yahoo site for the options, how to trade the options, is a reference. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the HD update. Now HD and how to trade the options, for HD, and how to trade the options for HD for 100 to 300% gains. Okay, so basically, right now HD is trading at 128.22. So what you want to do first and most, before you even buy these options, okay, you want HD to break above 129.60 the right way. And I'll talk about that as soon as I finish this part. Targets are 134 to 136, so this could be a good 100 to 300% gains. My video will explain. Well, I'm going to explain that now, right? So basically, we want this to break above 129.60 on good action volume. Okay. One second here. All right. So good action volume for HD is 1.3 million shares on a 15-minute chart. Okay. So if the volume, as this tries to break 129.60, is less than 1.3 million, if it's a little less than that, it could be okay, right? If it's 1 million, that's probably fine. But 1.3 is a good sign. It's a much better sign. If the volume is kind of light, it's not nowhere near that, as we are breaking this 129.60, then you're going to have to watch this base above 129.60 and look for power towards 130 to 131. The key here is HD has to look strong as we're going towards those numbers. Okay, if it seems weak, that's not a good time to enter the stock. Is it strong towards those numbers? That's when you want to use the December 16. Now I'm going to talk about the options here. The December 16 130 calls could be used. So let's take a look at Yahoo and take a look at that finance site. So let's take a look at the options here, so you get an idea of why you can make these gains in it. And you're going to select the December 16. Okay. And we talked about the 130 calls, right? Now let's take a look at this. So here we are here. So these are the December 16 130 calls. These are 09, 16, 23, 30. That's what that's what it means. Okay. This is just of course, in your brokerage firm, you pull up you want to pull up. You're going to look for the December 16 130 calls, right? But right now, look at this. These 130 calls are trading $1 to 106 for. So what's that mean? And you can see there's a lot of interest right now, right? What does that mean? What that means is you can buy. Now we're going to make it simple per option, okay? So if you buy one option, that's going to cost you, and that's if it would. Now it's going to be a bit more when it triggers, of course. But at this moment, they're worth about $1 a piece, which is $100. So for $100, you can control 100 shares. Excuse me, of Home Depot. 100 shares for $100. Isn't that funny? But in order to buy 100 shares of Home Depot, you need a lot more, right? You'd have to. That's 130 times $100, right? 130 times 100 would give you the value of how much you'd probably need. What, $13,000, right? Give me a second here. Yeah, that's right. So basically, if you wanted to buy the shares, you need $13,000 to control 100 shares of Home Depot. So imagine you can control 100 shares of Home Depot. This is the power of options, okay? But there is a downside, of course, which is timing, and that's why you need to have good timing, and this is why you need to follow me for more great plans and understand that there's timing. You just don't buy things; you have to wait for confirmation. But honestly, 100. So there, anyways, I wanted to show you. So now let's go back to the chart. Give me 1 second. So basically, imagine now, so why could we get 100%? Well, if even if this was to go to 132, because that'll be $2 in the money, you'd get 100%. But if we would go to the 134 to 136, it could gain 300% or more. And this again depends on the power and the pressure. But you just don't want to buy HD. You need to look for it to confirm, like I explained. You can write it all down. You can write it down again. Listen to this video again. Okay, listen carefully to this video. Don't even take the trades unless you're comfortable. But what I suggest you do is follow along to see how this works out, okay? Because there's going to be other trades I'm going to be posting, okay? So let me show you something for a second here. Power Target Trades is a new YouTube site. I advise you to subscribe to this. There's going to be a lot of great videos I'm going to be posting that it's easy for you to track. There'll be updates and a lot of great things. Of course, even to follow me on Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits and on Twitter is good. But also here, Power Target Trades, YouTube. All right, so if you like this video and you like the information, I'm going to be making a lot more videos. So subscribe to Power Target Trades. Hit the subscribe button. Like the video. Listen to the video several times to understand everything if you haven't understood. I mean, that's the point of these videos, for you to listen to everything. Keep following the channel. I'll be doing more updates, more plans when they're good plans. You can check out the FedEx plan. Check out that one that did very well. Check up a lot of things on my stream. Okay, and again, you'll learn a lot. So subscribe to Power Target Trades. It's on YouTube. Power Target space trades. Subscribe. Thanks for listening. Like the video.